to straighten it. I have some screws remaining. So I have to put together the bun. Has not got the fixing ring. That's not a problem of this video. So the question remains open. Should I glue it or should I? Don't know what to do. Should I stay or should I go? There would be a kind of extension ring that could press down this ring. Maybe I have to do such a thing. So if there would be if I would screw it in, then the whole thing, come on, whole thing will be held in place. Oh, it's a matter of this ring. And then no need for gluing, if the gluing is the correct. Hope did not. Yes. Oh shit. Ha ha. I pushed the pin down. So there I have to dismount this lens again. Put a proper pin. Maybe I will make this kind of ring that will keep it together. Yes, it's visible. Okay. So this lens, like this lens, really does have this ring glued to the helicoid. It's not a joke, it's a reality. I've watched a video, maybe I'll link it or not, but the guy was cleaning this kind of lens. He said it was dirty and had some fungus, but this front element had a huge dent, so very huge. So I think it was hit, or it was fell, or it did fell. And it's a case when this ring detaches from the rest of the lens. So it's not a joke, it's a reality. Then, but the most wise thing would be to have a ring that will push this distance ring through this pin and will maintain the ability to focus this lens. This lens had also a hit, so that's why it needs some care, I would say, diplomatically. So, okay, how to measure the diameter of the ring? I can measure this distance. The depth is 15.3. 15.3. I'll get some piece of paper to have it written down. So this is the outer ring. Here is this matting surface. There's another surface. Here should be glue. Here is thread. And this distance is 15.3. 15.3. Then this ring here is our addition. I have to measure this distance, the width, not the height of this ring. So now what I can do is to measure this thickness. How to do it? It's not so easy. I won't say this is not easy at all. Okay, it's about 1.6. So this is 1.6. Then if I will screw this in, no, I can't do it. It's not because this the whole thing rotates. Yes, it's not ideal. No, I can't do it. So this film is not to be published then, because I wanted to obtain a steady distance, and this distance is not steady. It's not a constant distance. It changes. Other idea would be to have a major, let's say major mode of this lens, because you have to thread this surface, have it threaded, then by the means of a distance ring and the threaded ring, you could, this kind of ring, but it's too small, you could hold the thing in a place without need of gluing anything, because I don't believe in gluing. But for the time being I have to remove 4 minutes to go. I have to dismount it, I have to take apart this lens and to have this pin out. Okay, thank you. You could see how severe was the hit. You can see the marking. Probably it was yes, those parts were touching each other. That's why it's swollen. And if we measure the diameter of this ring, it's 56. Oh, it's 55.9 with this caliper, 55.9, and here we have 55.1. It's about 0.8 millimeter ellipsoidal. Maybe I'll access this pin. Where is this pin? This pin is here. I could see this pin. This pin is somewhere here. Okay, but by unscrewing those two, I can push this pin out. Now the pin is visible. I can push it backward. Okay. It's too much for it, because it is the restricting pin. Very, very nice. Okay, I have removed some parts. This ring, the mounting, because I have a problem now with this pin, this blocking pin. This blocking pin appears to be too small. Yes, you can see the pin. The pin, and this pin is very movable, I would say. It has a certain easiness to move. to this place. Okay, I will glue this part. Nevertheless, it is against my conviction that is not a good solution for such a part that is operated by hand. You can exert forces to it, and those forces tend to take this part away, I would say. To weaken the bondage of the glue, but I see only some blows to this part damage the junction, because gluing would help also to hold in place the spin, because the spin should be rather stiffly mounted. But in order to glue it, I have to take away this part, screw it. I have to totally take apart this lens again, because I need to have all those surfaces be clean without any traces of grease. So I have to clean it. What would be the best glue for such a junction? Metal to metal junction. Let's have it cleaned. Not only cleaned but I have to remove the remaining glue. Here's some. And I have to straighten this dent. The best way to straighten such kinds of dents is to put it on a. The best would be to put it in this kind of cradle that copies this curvature. But if you don't have this kind of cradle, I would say, or a mold, then put it on a piece of rubber, then apply here a mallet. I don't know if it's mallet. Piece of wood, hardwood, oak one for example, and then to hit it with a hammer gently and observe the change of the dent, straightening of it. I do so when I have even very heavily bent this kind of rim. So now I clean it. Yes, the main reason I'm convinced convinced. I'm not totally convinced. I would like to have this surface threaded. You put those parts together, you put a spacer, and then you have a ring, threaded ring, and you fix those parts together firmly. But they judged in early 70s or late 60s that gluing would be the way. Later on they refrained from this method. Later lenses do not have this part glued together. Are there any other means of fixing this problem? Another way would be to drill holes, 3 holes for screws, and you have to fix it by the means of screws. Here you have the one that holds in place. It was not hit, so I'm looking at the properly working parts. Oh, very stiff operation. Nevertheless. Okay, so I will show you how to straighten this. Okay, here are my tools, and a piece of rubber. Then this rubber is rather thin, so I fold it several times, and then with this kind of tool I'm hitting. Hitting not so hard. Now it's 0.5, 55.5. And this is 55.3, something like this. So I have to hit it once more, not so hard, gently, rather gently and polite. Then it is 0.6, it's 0.3, still 0.3, 0.6. Point 7, 0.5, 0.7, 0.5. Maybe it will do, or maybe not. I have to observe it visually here. I see that This side needs some more. This would be too. Now it's 55.45, I would say. Here is a little more, 55.7. It needs some one more. Point 6, point 7. Okay, let's do one more thing. I took a lens that has this kind of ding dong. This kind of ding dong can be also repaired in the same way, but ding dong is to be ding dong. Okay, so I will do this kind of trick. I can call it a trick. In this situation, I would use I would rather, it's not a I would put it on a kind of this this kind of layer or surface, and then to hit here. But I do not have any kind of this kind of device here, so I will, or maybe let's try with the rubber again. Here's the rubber. Yes, it goes. It goes. The wood does not harm the threads here. But the best would be to put it on a Okay, maybe I'll do this kind of tricky trick. Oh, now it would be better. Much better. Much better, yes. It's almost done. Normally I use it in my workshop, not here, because I don't want to have big amount of dirt. Okay. Gently tapping it. Gently tapping. Let's even try to unscrew. Let's try to unscrew this. The threads are rather unbeaten. But what can you do if you are in need of unscrewing this? You have a dent here. Only a brute force, but a gentle one. Gentle brute force will help. I'm not in a need of unscrewing it now, but for the sake of demonstration. I see that no one did unscrew it, and I have no wish to do so, so maybe I will refrain from doing so. But you can see that the dent is now almost eliminated, and the threads, you could use a knife for cutting the threads to improve these threads, or even as the simple blade cutter, this, or like this, to straighten any damages of the thread. And then you can unscrew it. Okay, but not the subject of the filming now. The subject was, okay, I did straighten it to a degree that I think it could be sufficient. Where is the rest of this lens? Ah, here it is. Yes, it does not come into contact this rotating distance rotating part is not in contact, so my straightening succeeded, was a success. Maybe that would be better in English. So back to this gluing problem or dilemma. I should also clean this small hole here. This hole looks like it is unshaped. Shape not a good word, but it is out of shape because someone was exerting too much force. It's ovalized, I would say. So maybe the gluing would be the best. I would also glue this pin here in. I do not trust gluing. I do not trust it at all. What would be the best choice for gluing those parts together? It is warm. How about I am tempted by the idea to have 3 screws to hold this thing together without any glue. part for gluing in this pin. This surface bothers me because this surface is here. Yes. So those screws should not stick above this surface. Okay, first thing is, do I have a proper screws for such a job? Here are, they are 0.2, but this is, you need to have a tapper 1.2 millimeters, and you need to have a drill that is 0.8 or 1 millimeter, no, maybe 1 millimeter. Then you can have this kind of get away with this gluing. Maybe I'll do it. Those screws are, I think, suitable for this kind of job. But what about 1.4? Do I have 1.4? No. All of them have flat heads. But I have another, but 1.4. 1.4 would be too big. Maybe so. So I will try 1.2. 1.2. So I have made a threaded hole 1.2 millimeters. That's my test. If the 0.8 drill bit was okay to make a appropriate opening for this thread to be cut. Yes, it's okay. So now I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4 fasteners with the screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have now some drilling. Drilling in the diameter of the outer is 0.6. Okay. Oh. So I have done it, but had some problems because it's a very narrow tolerance here. The opening was too near the edge, so I had to make another. All of them are very near the edge. Okay, so here's the pin. So what about my it must be longer. It must be longer. This one or this one? This is 3.5 or 4 millimeters. I think 4 millimeters. 4 millimeters would be okay. 4 millimeters would be okay. No, I think it's a better solution, but there is a narrow tolerance of where to drill the hole because you can miss the edge of the material. But I think it works now. Pin is in place. I wonder if I should glue it because it is rather loose. Oh. So for 1.2 millimeter screws, and the thing is fixed. So some lubrication now. Not too much. Those screws are, have to remove them both. This must be longer one. At the same height. They should be. No. This one has 5.25 and this one has it's the same, so the spin should be now. This pin is not important because I have the screws fixing it. Hmm. One 1.25 millimeters. 1.25 millimeters. Okay. I didn't screw in completely this part, so I have to remove this screw. Where is the glue? I try to glue in this pin. Okay, now it hits the limit and now it hits the limit. Okay, so now it's okay. Okay, mister. Now we have to do something with this custom made limiter. Custom limiter. Now we have to look for the infinity. Very stiff. very stiff, and the infinity is at 2 point something as far as I remember. Yes, it was 2.3. 2.3. Assuming this is a correct position. 2.3. Assuming it's a correct position. Infinity. Not 2.3, but something smaller, like 2. 2.3. So we have to advance it. No. No advance. Same position. Okay. 2.6. 2.6. It's too small. No other means. It was 2 point. Oh, it might be 25. So it might be so. So we have to put this custom part. It looks okay. Some lubrication because I hear the sound of the friction of an aluminum. Not too much. It's not very smooth. Not silky smooth, I would say. Rather not, but maybe some lubrication for this rail. It must be as is. So back to the spring, my custom-made spring. There was no spring here. Okay, some grease. What shall be next? What shall be next? Next should be a rear mount. Also with custom made screws. Everything here is not everything, but some parts are very customized here. The idea is that this adjuster should fit one with this bolt and one with this bolt. Okay, I forgot this spring here. Not so quick, mister. Better to have it in this position. Where is the spring? Spring is okay. Spring is okay. Now we have to spring is something is wrong. No, it's not a good idea to put it first. The rear cell has to go first. Rear cell. Yes, it's a problem with those lenses that they have a play here. And it's a play for the final adjustment of the lens. Without special tools, you're relying on your guesswork. There's some dirt inside of this lens. This is a lot of play here. What is the correct mounting of this? Who knows? It was this one, but it is missing this screw. So I can take one of the screws from here. And it's very difficult to put back. Yes, I would say it's a resurrected lens with so many faults and customization. I hope it performs. So the lens suffered from the lamination or ungluing of this focus ring, because this lens is a fancy method of gluing this ring to the rest of to the inner helicoid, I would say. I think it was due to the lens being hit here. It was deformed, I had to straighten it. It had no iris, because the iris was, as you can see there, the original parts where the iris should be. It has heavy signs of corrosion. I think those parts were corroded out. So I had a chance, because I bought some, I think two of them, two Orestons that had a missing front cell or rear cell or something like this. So I had to borrow the aperture mechanism from my spares. I did put it here. I don't know how to address the correctness of mounting of the rear cell, because it is on 3, they say, grab screws. And guess what is the position of them? I did it observing this silver ring, if it is evenly presented around, like here. But I think the final corrections had to be done. But how to do it? If you want to do it, you have to unmount this mounting element, and then if you do so, you have no means to position it in the camera. So I think they did it on a special stand without this part and had to collimate it. Nevertheless, the lens is now operating. I don't know the quality of the image of it, but it is operating fully. Okay, I forgot to mention that I did not glue it together, but I used 4 tiny M1.2 screws to, instead of gluing them together, to join them, but there is a very narrow part of the brim of those parts that are the main place for positioning those fixing bolts, so it was rather difficult. Okay, I have, by the way, another Oreston which was my guiding help, and this Oreston was also having some issues. It had, as far as I remember, yes, it had no fixing ring for keeping in place the optical block.